I promised you that if you gave me the Casual Geographic video, we could do a Lindsay video on your channel.
And
I found one that I think you're gonna like.
What is it? I'm excited, but do it in the Lindsay voice.
It's about the Gulper Eel.
Is that a sexual reference? To that I say, of course.
It's a Lindsay video, so no.
What's going on, ChavezzSlovakia? Another day, another dollar, another time to disappoint my wife with bad sexual puns. I feel like the pun we missed out today is that pigeon with the bread. There's a pun there somewhere.
Okay.
You know, there's something to work into that. I just can't figure it out, but it's tickling my brain
like
there.
A sexual pun or just a pun in general?
I mean, it could be a pun. His head goes in a hole. I mean, I guess.
Oh, God.
But I was just thinking something more, you know, appropriate for children. But however you're thinking about it, it's fine.
No, it's not how I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to determine how you're thinking about it. Don't put this on me.
The best joke I had that you don't like is that beetle that lays its eggs in the corpse of dead rats. Then it eats its young. And I said what?
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's fucking excellent.
Well, so was mine, and you didn't even laugh at
that
mine.
shit was trash. Say it.
If you haven't already watched the Casual Geographic video,
oh man,
go watch it.
That shit was gross. She's fired for that one. All right, here we go. Gulper eel, iceberg, cute, or what the hell are we watching? What's even a gulper eel? Lindsay, help us, please.
I'm excited.
Finally, another video about a grotesque deep-sea creature. It's been a while since I covered something in this category. I've been going pretty hard with the prehistoric species
yeah,
in the
you
History
have.
of Life series. Then I kind of got wrapped up in some cute shit. I don't know how that happened. I don't know what happened to me. But now I'm finding my way back with an animal that has a confusing reputation. One that is absolutely objectively heinous to the general public, downright unpleasant, but then many viewers of this channel somehow find charming or cute. I think many of you are unwell. That creature.
Yeah, no, she's right. Let her talk. Let her speak. You guys are, what do you mean you guys find this cute? What is, no.
Okay, the only thing that I can see in it is if you look at it like that little trumpet thing with the little mouth. It's got a little mouth on it.
Okay.
And you play it like a trumpet.
I don't know what that is. Oh, yes, I do.
The something phone.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
what. That's it. That's all I got for you.
It looks like a sperm.
Okay, well, you know, we all have the things we think about on a daily basis.
The Gulper Eel.
Gulper
I've wanted
eel.
to cover them since I saw mixed opinions on them in a TikTok I made a few years ago. Some found them cute, some found them heinous. So today this video serves as a poll. I'm gonna break down the Gulper Eel in a very loose iceberg format. Probably not an iceberg format at all, but I guess you can decide in the comments. Giving you everything you need to know to make an informed decision. And by the end of this video, I hope you're able to decide if the Gulper Eel is cute or absolutely heinous.
What the
Let's start off by getting the general information not out of the way, but because this will be the first phase of judgment. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but that is exactly what we're going to do. Quick facts
Real quick.
to develop your first impression.
I like the new setup. Okay, I'm done.
They say don't judge a book by its cover, but that is exactly what we're going to do. Quick facts to develop your first impression. Kind of the tip of the iceberg.
What new setup? It's the same fucking
No,
black
normally-
outfit, white background, some tribal things around the side.
No, look. Okay, look.
No, I'm not looking. I'm telling you. It's the same.
It's different
There's
because
no
normally
way.
her little thing is so small.
No way.
And this
Same
time it's
thing.
real big.
Nothing's different.
And also she's missing the little thing in the corner. There's like normally a table there with
Disagree.
stuff on it. You don't watch Lindsay like that, so
What
you
the
don't know.
fuck is with the music, bruh? Damn.
The Gulper Eel is a 3 to 6 foot long fish.
3 to
found in
6
deep
feet?
I thought this shit was tiny.
tropical and temperate waters all around the world. They can be found almost as deep as 10,000 feet below the surface
How you
God
say that
damn.
last one?
Abyssopelagic?
of the ocean. And their proportions are nuts. Their tail can be up to a third of their body length, and their mouth is...
That's also my wife. All
And
right,
their proportions are nuts. Their tail
your tail
can be up to a third
a
of their
third
body
of
length,
your
and their
body length.
Play the video.
mouth is out of this world. One paper mentioned the eels have the largest mouth relative to their body size out of any
That's also my wife.
is out of this world. One paper mentioned the eels have the largest mouth relative to their body size out of any vertebrate, which is honestly not surprising. They look like the fucking talking teeth toy with a piece of string attached to it. They also have this insanely stretchy membrane between their jaws that I honestly cannot prepare you for. And inside of their jaws, they have these very teeny little teeth. Practically useless, I'd say. Since they were first described in 1882, the Gulper eel was thought to be pretty rare. And then boom, between the 1960s and 80s, they were caught in the hundreds. Before anybody turns that into the next TikTok conspiracy about a fucking sonic boom, there's a solid explanation. Deep sea fishing was becoming more and more advanced during this time. The development of more powerful and larger trawlers that were able to reach deeper waters with more advanced sonar and navigation systems. So boom, more eels caught in the nets. Case closed. This is obviously shitty, but had a silver lining. A huge study on their biology using this new sample size in 1989, using 760 Gulper eels caught in the Atlantic Ocean, kind of off the coast of Iceland. Obviously, lots of variation. Different sizes, different ages, some with empty stomachs, and some with full. Which brings us to the next tier of judgment. How and what they eat. An animal's diet can shape a lot of our opinion of them, from my perspective. Classic example, the panda. People love pandas. All they do is eat bamboo, and people love them for it. Compared to raccoons, i.e. the trash panda, because they notoriously eat
criminals. They terrorize neighborhoods, bring down property value, and take our women.
Among other things, of course, but the general public thinks of raccoons as eating trash.
All he does is sleep, eat trash, and lie.
The general public do not like raccoons. And before you say, Lindsay, that was a really shitty example, there's a lot more that goes into the public perspective of raccoons and pandas. I know. All I'm saying is I think they would feel a little bit differently if pandas drank blood and ate liver and organs and things of that nature. Anyway, out of the 760 specimens collected for this study, 120 of them had food in their stomachs. Crustaceans were the most common, followed by fish, seaweed, cephalopods, arrowworms, tunicates, jellyfish, ribbon worms, and finally, in just one specimen, trash. So they're kind of like the raccoons of the deep ocean, down to eat anything, even seaweed, which I honestly wasn't expecting. They just scream predator to me. But I guess desperate times, i.e. the deep ocean, call for desperate measures, i.e. seaweed. Maybe the thought of them eating seaweed is cute to you, and we'll add some points, but I don't know. That's not my business. So remember at the time of the study in 1989, not much was known about the Gulper eel other than the fact that they exist. Understanding their diet and getting a full grasp on their anatomy allowed scientists to really start coming up with ideas of how they hunt it. Yes, the third phase of judgment. It's one thing to know what they eat. It's another thing to know how.
Right.
Okay, let's break it down.
Gulper eels have a caudal lure.
Do they have knives in their tummy?
Why would they have knives in their tummy?
There's some animals got knives in their tummy.
I don't think they have knives.
That's what it is. Little razor sharp little teeth things like knives. Like little karambits in their belly.
Thing to know how. Gulper eels have a caudal lure, a glowing bulb on the tip of their tail that scientists automatically assumed they use to attract prey. That's very in the deep sea community. Bioluminescence. Think anglerfish, think viperfish, think any other deep sea atrocities. They love that shit. Remember that sensory system I told you about that fish have? The lateral line helps schools of fish not bump into each other. Well, in Gulper eels, that is very developed, which is great when you live in a trench. Seems as though it might give them information on direction and distance of potential food and foe. They also have well-developed front-facing eyes to take in the little light that reaches those depths and help them to see whatever they possibly can. So with this in mind, scientists concluded that the Gulper eel must be an active hunter, maybe swimming with their mouth open, kind of like a basking shark. But that really wouldn't work for some of the more agile prey that some of them had in their stomachs, i.e. fish and squid. It couldn't be the suction feeding method that many fish have, because despite having a mouth like nobody's business, their jaw muscles are pretty fragile. So they may be kind of thrusting their head kind of over their prey, like a pelican, rapidly engulfing it, which the researchers illustrated in this lovely diagram.
Maybe they just catch really unagile fish. Maybe they just catch the fish that suck.
Survival of the fittest fish.
Right, yeah.
We're not
They look for previously injured fish.
You have been weighed, measured, and found wanting fish.
That's it.
Luckily, since this study was published, technology has advanced. There have been more trips down to the depths using ROVs, and recently a couple of these trips have been able to catch the Gulper eel in action, in a form that not even 1,000 dead specimens could prepare you for. The next phase of judgment, the balloon. Gian, roll the clip.
That's a fish?
What? I don't know.
What?
Is it engorged or is it like that?
Is it mad?
Touch
Is
it.
it just...
Touch it.
Look! Oh my god!
Look
Look at
Oh
that!
my
Wow!
goodness.
Look at his little face!
He's got like googly eyes.
I think he ate too much.
Yeah! Wow.
Yep, he's doing the shake.
What's a
What?
Woof. Side note, if you are ever bored or under the influence of marijuana, watch a Nautilus live stream. It'll make you feel weird in a good way. So this video was taken off the coast of Hawaii, and then a couple months or maybe even a few weeks later, another team off the coast of Portugal caught the Gulper eel inflated, which looks like this.
What the hell is going on in the ocean?
Oh my god.
Yes, ridiculous that a creature like this even exists.
Right.
Maybe cute
It's like a
in
kite.
the most godforsaken sense, depending on how you look at it. This was
Right.
also the first evidence ever captured that Gulper eels actually pursue their prey, rather than waiting for it to go in their mouth. And just last year, in June of 2023, a living Gulper eel was seen with a belly full of food for the first time, right off the coast of Costa Rica. It's thought to have been a squid or some swarm of shrimp, but based on the size and shape, most likely a squid. All right, so that's the solid information about Gulper eels on their own. Their look, their vibe, their hunting tactics, etc.
Wait, what are the hunting tactics?
They go after and then they go.
They just fucking capture all the water around the thing.
Yeah.
It's a net.
Yeah.
It invented a fucking net.
Yeah.
It's like the guy in the gladiator battle that goes, okay, I see sword, I see spear. What about net and bludgeon? Huh? Nobody tried that? All right. Ooh, what's that guy from Bleach that you cosplayed as that uses the big fucking dark net? His bankai. It's just a big black tent.
Tozen?
Yeah.
Kaname?
That's his bankai. It's a big black tent. That's what it is. Look it up right now. They quit when he's blind. He makes you blind. Get it?
Within the deep sea industry. Who are they most closely related to? Who can we compare them to? How different do they look from their brethren? Let's see how this shapes your opinion of them.
Okay, here we go.
Starting off with my favorite.
Cursed Brethren would be a great name for a band.
The snipe eels, which look like linguini. There's a handful of species that can get to like 3 to 6 feet long max. Others are small, and their beaks are nuts, making them look like sidekick characters that never shut up. My favorite snipe eel is the slender snipe eel. I like their name. Slender snipe eel. Slender snipe. Slender snipe eel. Slender snipe eel. Snipe. Anyway, some other gulper eel relatives look like they could be mistaken for gulper eels pretty easily. Like the swallower eels. Don't.
Wait, that's
like
not the
gulper
same?
eels, the swallower eels have indisputably large mouths, just of a slightly different shape and size. Slightly
What the fuck
small,
does he
which
do?
I guess makes sense because what is a gulp if not a vicious swallow? It's really all I have to say about him. And then
That's
there's
really funny.
Mononathus, whose name means one jaw because they have no upper jaw. They're tiny. About 6 inches long max. All right,
Got
so
it.
that's the gulper eel family tree. That might influence your decision. You ever meet someone who's kind of terrible, but then you meet their family, and they're just the worst people on earth, and it makes you look back at that original person, you're like...
She said, I think we've all literally had that experience.
Yeah.
I remember there's just one that stands out to me where I finally met a guy's family. He's kind of an asshole. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, this is a survival tactic. He's not so bad.
Considering your circumstances, you're not that bad. Or the opposite. Could go either way, I guess. Anyway, the last thing I want to bring to your attention about the gulper eels is one of their adaptations they have to living in the dark that many other deep sea fish have. The last tier on the list. The darkest part of the iceberg. Ultra black camouflage.
What?
The
Say
dark.
camouflage. We usually think of it as shades of green in a forest, but then make it black. Not just any black, like the black on this shirt. Ultra black. So black that less than 0.5% of light that hits it gets reflected off of it. Less
Damn.
than
Wow.
0.5%. The rest is absorbed by the black. It's like a fucking void, dude. Let's think about how this evolved, because I know it's very straightforward, but when you think about it and lay it all out, it's kind of bone chilling. So, most of the ocean is very deep, which means most of the ocean is completely dark. If you really want to freak yourself out, cover your eyes so you can kind of place yourself there while I say all this, all right? You're in the middle of the ocean, at the bottom of the ocean. Despite this being absolutely desolate, it makes sense that some species would kind of spread down into the depths to live their life, feeding on food particles that drift from the top of the ocean, from the socially acceptable habitats closer to the surface. But the most favorable meal would be a big one, since particles are just particles. But in complete darkness, the big meal would be hard to find. You can't see anything in front of you, to your left, to your right, below you. It's all complete darkness. Maybe you see a faint light above you if you're high up enough in the water column, but that's a big maybe. Fish do have the lateral line, which helps them detect movement in the water.
Right.
But what would be really helpful is if you could produce your own light, i.e., bioluminescence. So you can at least see a few feet in front of you, help find, attract, or disorient your prey. Eventually, there would be adaptations to combat that. There is nowhere to hide in the deep ocean. It's just thousands of miles of darkness. So you'd have to become invisible by reducing the reflectance of your skin. This would not only be helpful for prey who want to stay hidden from their predators' bioluminescence, but also for predators who, despite having bioluminescence, would want to be able to have the rest of their body pretty much invisible, hidden from the eyesight of their prey.
So I finally get it.
Okay.
Because he can't really see that well in the darkness. It goes, there's just something in this general fucking area.
Right.
And then as he sifts through the water, it's like, I guess there was food in there. Or maybe garbage.
Absolutely wicked. In 2020, researchers measured the reflectance of 18 different species of deep-sea fish caught off the coast of California and the Gulf of Mexico. Of those 18, 16 of them showed less than 0.5% of reflectance at bioluminescent levels.
Wow.
The Gulper eel included in that, scientifically considered ultra black fish. You know
Very
melanosomes,
cool.
those pigment cells we talked about? Turns out the ultra black fish have like insanely densely packed melanosomes all over their skin to achieve this void color. No gaps in the melanosomes means no reflected surfaces. It's so effective that ultra black fish reduce their visual detection by 6 times compared to fish with just 2% reflectance. Gulper eels are among the darkest animals on our planet. Black holes lurking in the depths of the ocean. So now that I've given you the rundown, I want to know your final verdict. Whether the Gulper eel is cute.
No.
Or absolutely heinous.
It's
Let me know what you
fucking
think in the
terrifying.
comments. And I'll do a little poll as a community post so we can get it all tallied up that I will link in the description. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next episode of the History of Life on Earth.
That's what you're doing.
That is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a false dichotomy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Sure.
it's not either cute or absolutely heinous.
Okay, what is it?
But he's not cute.
Yeah.
But like he's not heinous because I feel like it's wrong to call something heinous for just like existing as it is.
So you're kind of getting me more on the cute side when I realize it's just a big fucking... It's kind of when you tackle somebody but your eyes are closed and you're just like scooping air. And like whatever you squeeze on, like, that's mine. This is what I got. It's kind of a cool vibe, you know?
He's not cute, but he's just living his life. It's not his fault he's ugly.
You know what? That's not a bad place to be. It's not your fault you're ugly either. Just work on your inside.
You can still make the best of being ugly.
Cast a wide net. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, yo. We're on one today.
Good.
We'll see you guys in the next video. We're not making fun of you. We're making fun of your cousin. We'll see you in the next vid. Peace.